Hello everybody and welcome back to BeamNG.Drive. Now, I know this game just randomly appears from time to time. I don't play it that much, but sometimes play it too much. Right now there's an update, so I'm allowed to freaking play it, alright? I've also got a modded map in play, so we're going to go to free roam. I'm going to show you my new nice map. Look at this, Bird Rock Quarry. It was made by this guy right here. There will be a link in the description if you want to download it yourself. And yeah, this is it. This is the Quarry. Now, the vehicle that I'm using right now is, of course, one of my all-time favourites. It's some form of a classic American car that I've dubbed and made an off-roady type version. But that's not the vehicle we'll be using today because the brand new update has brought us the Ibishu Hopper. Now, this does look a lot like a Jeep, but for copyright reasons, it's not a freaking Jeep, okay? We have so many different variations of it. I won't go through them all. I had second thoughts for a split second there. This is going to be the one that's going to tear through everything, so we'll go for the Willys Jeep type style. And also, I was playing around earlier, and there are a ton of modifications that we may not get through today, but we will get through eventually. Oh, I love that. Do you see that? The front window was up for a second there. If we just reset it, look, the front window's up, and the second you hit a bump or brake, just folds down. Is it pointless? Nah, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so we're in a quarry today. I don't know how we're going to test this vehicle's off-road capabilities. This is my first time properly trialing it. I loaded up earlier to make sure it's properly working. And that's when I discovered this variation of it, which is actually my favourite. I don't know if this is going to be like a generic thing. Everyone's going to pick this one. I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. One thing that makes me really want in the game is Land Rovers. Like the actual, you know, British. Were they British? I don't know. But also, let's not forget, we are oh, the window was up for a split second there. And we've rolled it already. Oh, brilliant. Let's see if we can just roll it over and see how good it is, as in whether or not it's actually... Oh no, the wheel's actually folded in. Oh no! The wheel's back. Did you just see that? Indestructible. That's why they use these in the war. Well, they didn't use these. They used Jeeps. And this definitely isn't a Jeep. Wink, wink. Yeah, so this is good on the road, obviously. We can't really climb up much rocks. Or we can't really climb up much rocks. Does that really make sense? Can't really climb up many rocks. Climb down them, though. But that's just gravity doing it. So we can probably do that in a low rider. Yeah, look, let's just go over the... We are going to repair it. There we go. There we go. All fixed. The windscreen is flapping about. And we've not broken it. Anything broken? No, the bumper's taking a little bit of a hit, but that's what it's there for. It's called a bumper, not a avoid hitting. Does that? No. Anyway, let's get over here. I want to see these diggers down here. I can see the... Oh my god. Whoever this was that made the map has done a very good job and made a digger. Oh. We're still driving. This thing's crazy. But yeah, so there's been a new update. You can also, I think, save. That is to save like a crashed vehicle. So I've re-crashed this vehicle, as you can see. I'm going to hit button here and then click save. And then if we then reset, so we've got a fixed vehicle here, go up here, and then we're just like, oh, actually, I preferred the shitty version of this. And there we go. It loads up the why you'd want to do this, I don't really know. I think it's probably because, like, well, I don't actually know what the purpose of that is. I've never once thought, I wish I had the broken version of this, but maybe in like a banger racing RPE type vibe. I don't know. Should we have a look at the other versions of this? This digger's not as real as I thought it was. I was kind of hoping that maybe we could swap in. Nah, okay. I knew we wouldn't be able to swap into it, but I was hoping it was going to be a little bit cooler. Let's get another version of this car before I babble on all day. There we go. So here we've got a soft top version, pretty much exactly the same as the one right here, but obviously it's soft top. The customization of these is mental, as I say. You can do all sorts. Obviously you can take like the fenders off and stuff, and the arches on the back. These ones are slightly wider than the ones that are currently on it, I think. You can also take them off completely and just have your wheels poking outside and your bumpers come off and the roof comes off. And also, that brings me on to our next variation. This is the hardtop version of Le Hopper, and I want to say it's one of my favourites. And to be fair, as the hardtop, it looks a lot more like a... what's the Mercedes one called? There's a Mercedes off-roader that's dead famous that I've completely forgotten the name of. Is it called the G-Wagon? I think it's called the G-Wagon. Yeah, it is. It's definitely called the G-Wagon. The back looks like a G-Wagon just because it's really square. Old classic version. Google it if you don't know what that looks like. But yeah, it looks like a G-Wagon as opposed to a Jeep. And the front obviously still does look a bit, or very much, Willie's GP type vibe. But yeah, so that's all the main variations of the vehicles. Now it's time to test them a little bit. Okay, that wasn't a very good test. Maybe it wasn't too fair either. But yeah, I'm gonna load in my favorite freaking version of this car, and that is this absolute beast here. It's called the Custom, I think, in the options, and yeah, it's very green. It's very Larry. And one thing I want to see about it is it's got a snorkel, okay? And one thing that happens to these engines when you go in the water, I'll show you. So in this fairly standard version of the car, if we just slowly get into the water here we go. So when our engine dips into the water, it gives us a warning in the top left that says that the engine's feeling water, and then eventually it gets like hydro-locked, and it no longer works. There we go. So the engine's been hydro-locked, the car won't start, nothing. Obviously, with a snorkel, that shouldn't, well, actually we're under the roof right now, but with a snorkel that shouldn't quite be the case. I'm going to quickly move this vehicle out the way just a little bit. So if we get into this absolute beast, not only should we not struggle a little bit to get into the water, because obviously these big wheels mean we can get past a couple of measly rocks, but when our engine is in the water, we shouldn't hydro-lock until the snorkel is too. There we go. So we're engine in, and we're not oh my god, it's that. That is so cool. So the snorkel actually works and functions as a piece of the engine. That's one thing that I freaking love about this game, and that I have said before that I love about this game, is the realism. While the physics aren't 100%, and that's basically what it's about, and the cars aren't 100% real either, but the way things function, the way, if you don't have a fuel tank, your car won't run. If you don't have a diff, your wheels won't spin. It's the little things like that that really put the measly details into this game. I mean, we're obviously going to hydro-lock the engine anyway, just for fun, but I just want to see if it's when the second... Yeah, look, it's filling with water. And then wait for it. Or bam. Also, another feature they've added in, actually, I've almost completely forgot. If you see in the bottom right-hand corner, there's actually an engine start-stop button, which, I don't know, that does kill the engine. So before there was a keyboard shortcut where you could kill the engine, but it just started straight away. So it was pretty pointless. There's also a button for the transfer case, which I'm pretty sure that takes it out of all-wheel drive mode. So if we do, we literally can't start the engine without clicking that button. That's so good. There we go. So if we now wheel spin, it's just the back. I believe it's just the back wheel spinning, as in, yeah, we can do burnouts. And then if we lock the transfer case together, which again you shouldn't really be able to do it unless you're like stood still, we don't wheel spin anymore because it's in four-wheel drive. That's cool. And then we've got the differential front that locks the diff, so the wheels spin at the same time. Same with that. So all wheels now all spinning at exactly the same time because they're locked together. I'm pretty sure that's what that does. It's either way. Maybe I've got that the wrong way around. So if you click it, it unlocks it. And the third thing that we've got, which is pretty damn cool, is this function down here, which is the range box. So in off-roaders, if you're in high range, that's this basically. You can go as fast as you want through anything, which sometimes is good. But when you're stuck in mud, you may have seen in spin tires if you did watch any of my spin tires videos. If you didn't, what the hell are you doing? But basically in high range, if you're stuck in mud and you throttle it as hard as you can, your wheels just spin. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Whereas low range gives you a lot more throttle control. So while you're revving really high, you're not actually getting much speed. You're going nice and slow and you're getting a lot of traction. Hear how high, I'm in gear 6 already, for example, I'm doing 30 miles an hour. Whereas if I switch out into high right now, there we go. You shouldn't actually be able to do that, but you know, we'll let the game off there. We'll let the game off. It's quite good. You obviously get a lot more speed for what it's worth. Can we just ramp up here? Yeah, we can. Cool. And we've rolled it. Maybe let's not go for such a steep part. We'll just climb up it strategically, like you would in real life, I guess. You wouldn't just go for the steepest purely for the risk of rolling, and I know that because in real life I've actually got an off-roader. Well, no, I own one, but I've never driven it, so I don't actually know that for sure. I don't really know a lot about off-roading, to be honest. It's just fun. Let's see. In real life, you can quickly reset your car too when you're about to roll. No, you actually can't. I think that'll do for that video. I've showcased this car enough, I feel. Like I say, I still want to get a map that's just loads and loads of mud and then drive loads of cars into it, but mostly test this one. It's really cool that there's a Jeep-style vehicle in the game. There's loads of 4x4s, like bigger style 4x4s, but there's no classics. Well, there wasn't until now. So yeah, I really love the effort that the devs put into this game. I say that every single time, and it's not like they're ever going to hear this, but still, Just want it known. I appreciate this game and I like it. But for now, thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you like my videos, go and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.